recorded? Or?
Yep. Hi, this is Liam Sweeney with Radio X Experience Monthly. And I am speaking to...
Vin Mancino.
And Vin Mancino is the owner of...
It's right over here, man. On the bathroom door. There you go.
Station identification. Yeah. So you are the owner of Vintage Addiction, which we are seeing right now. This place has an amazing amount of very incredible stuff. So what got you into vintage? Was this something that you always
been collecting? It started off with more of an early American style, like especially furniture. Back when I was in my 20s, and then I just love mid-century modern. It kind of grew on me, and that's kind of what we specialize in here.
Okay.
At the store.
Mid-century modern, because I love this kind of stuff, but then I hear something like that. I don't know what that actually is. What would typify, like, if you have something that's mid-century modern, what would make something stylistically a mid-century modern piece?
Okay, so typically mid-century modern furniture can start like late 40s. There was a transition, the 40s into the 50s. So I'd say more like the 50s style furniture, 60s, 70s, and then you had the post-modern more in the 80s and 90s. But mid-century modern is very simplistic styles, very streamlined. Some of the Danish modern furniture is considered very streamlined, simplistic style furniture.
Okay, is there anything in here that you would point to, whether it's a piece of furniture or something else that you would point to and say, this is what you should be thinking of when you think of mid-century modern?
Yes.
Let's take a look here.
This piece here is from the 50s. Has a very mid-century simplistic style.
Very simplistic, yeah, very, okay, so very, I can see this in someone's living room.
Right.
With a big the television would be too big.
You have a television, you could put a stereo on it.
Or a radio, yeah, right, a
Radio.
turntable.
Yeah.
That would be in some Playboy's house. Like I can see that somewhere. So, is there anything in here that you just really love? And if, like, let's say I came in and I had a fistful of $100 bills, and I was just going to buy anything, what thing would you not want to sell me because you kind of hope you can keep it here?
This piece in the back here, I love it.
I'm giving tips to someone who's going to come in here and buy your piece that you love. Sorry.
This beautiful teak credenza dresser.
That is awesome.
It's just a beautiful piece, and so I'm not so in a hurry if it doesn't sell for a while because I love looking at it. And
have you considered like bringing it home a couple of times and just having it for you?
Considering placing it in my apartment, yeah. At one point.
Now this right here, this reminds me, is this like a mid-century modern type of piece? Because it reminds me of something like that you'd see in the 60s or 70s.
You know, these are cast molded wall art pieces, and they are more of a 1990s piece, early 90s.
Wow.
So it's more of a mid-mod, like modern, later era pieces.
Like a takeoff on something, kind of trying to show that it's like that. Okay. So I've noticed that there's a lot of vintage kind of stuff in Cohoes. Do you think that's do you think there's something about Cohoes that kind of brings that to people, or is it just a happy accident, a lucky thing?
I think it's a lucky thing. I'm not quite sure why people have chosen to come here. I know Dennis Holtzman, just up the street from here, has a wonderful antique store, and he's been here for quite a while. I mean, maybe 11 years. And then you have the Remsen Street flea market down the road, and then we've only been here about a year. But we used to manage the Cohoes Downtown Marketplace.
Okay. Yep.
Which was a larger.
Oh yeah, that was huge.
Yeah. So when this space became available, we wanted to start our own store and go more vintage. rather than just a mishmash of a bunch of other collectibles and things. We get more specific.
So now the thing is here is like vintage is new in a way. It's like it's becoming the new. Like you can go and buy some new stuff, but if you go buy some vintage stuff, it's like it has new life because people love it. People really collect this kind of stuff. They see that and like, oh, I gotta have that, like it's brand new.
Right.
Do you think that there's a good like not to say recycling, but do you think there is a good kind of vibe in terms of like recycling, bringing back stuff so that people don't always have to constantly go buy new stuff that has been mass produced? And
yeah, I think for a few reasons. A lot of the people today want to preserve our planet, so they're very conscientious. They want to recycle, reuse, and not throw away beautiful old furniture that was well constructed back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And so I think that trend has really caught fire with the younger folks today. They want to have, and it's unique too. The pieces are very unique. You're not going to buy the same piece in retail.
yeah, you can't get it on Amazon, right. And because I've in a very much hurry. I should have come here actually, but I had to get 4 chairs on Amazon, and I got the Allen wrench and the bolts and the boxes. And I didn't. Of course, it was a bad experience, but like if I had known here, I needed dining room chairs. I would have at least come here and checked it out first.
Sure. A lot of the furniture we bring in here, we refinish ourselves. So, like I said, the pieces are well constructed, the veneers are, top grade. They lasted 50, 60 years, and when we refinish them and make them beautiful again, they'll last another 50, hopefully 60 years, and other people will be able to enjoy them for another generation or two.
Nice. Okay, one last thing, and we'll conclude this. Show me something that you think, not like this where you kind of want to bring it home. What do you want to go out the door to the most loving, most vintage savvy person? What do you want to sell them out the door the moment they walk in? What's that piece? What's that piece that you would just love to sell someone? Mm-hmm. I know it's everything. I know it's everything, but yeah.
I think this big, beautiful Broy Hill touch.
Oh wow!
It's just a beautiful piece, and it's just taking up a lot of space.
Yeah. So yeah, all right. So it's taking up a lot of space. I would
love for someone to.
I can only imagine that thing is like 500-600 pounds. That's probably that's real.
It's a 2-piece unit, so you could lighten the load by separating it.
Okay. Yeah, we had one of these when I was a kid. We had something similar.
Yeah.
Wasn't nice like this, but it was 2 pieces and heavy and
yeah. I mean, it's a great display unit.
Oh yeah.
You could take the top section and make a display unit by itself, and separating the lower part by making that more like a credenza if someone wanted to. So it's a little, has a multi-purpose use if you wanted to.
Okay, cool. All right, so that is Advertiser Ambush. Thank you for being such a good sport. Not everybody is. Like, oh, come back when I have time to think about it. No, that defeats the purpose. Yeah. Okay, this is Liam Sweeney for Radio X Experience Monthly, signing out.